All right, and we're off to a great start for Pixel Yaps episode 26 and our 1 year anniversary of yapping to you about video games. I am Cesire, and this is my co host here.
Hi, I'm Loonaromi, and we are totally prepared. We definitely knew ahead of time that today was going to be our 1 year Pixel Yaps anniversary. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was definitely like we've been planning this for a really long time.
absolutely. Yeah, we totally knew it. Yeah, sorry to be starting late today for the people who watch live. Yeah, last week was crazy for those that weren't aware. If you somehow weren't aware and you are a gamer, last week was Summer Game Fest, which is basically the replacement for E3 because E3 is no more, as we know. Um, so it's basically the replacement for E3, and honestly, it is more intense than E3 ever was.
It really is because now everybody's like made their own game shows and game fests, and it's like, okay, I guess we're
Yeah,
just gonna sit here from morning till night just watching one game show after the other.
but on the on the one hand, there are more indie games in these showcases than ever before, which is what we like to see. So I can't fully complain. I'm very happy for the indies. I mean, obviously they're not
Mm.
as big in like the bigger parts of the show, but there were a lot of partner showcases that showed off some indies. But we will be talking about that shortly. To start out, like we normally do, we're gonna have a little bit of a discussion about what we've been up to since you have seen us last. Let me pull up. Luna, would you like to start? Do you want to talk about Woowa? You excited about Woowa?
Booba! Booba,
Yeah.
booba, booba! Yeah. So, Wuthering Waves, for those that don't know, it's a gacha game. Lo and behold, Luna's got sucked into their gacha. Who would have thought, right? Um, but it actually has a really, really good storyline. So far, I'm really enjoying it. And recently, they have debuted their Cyberpunk update. And if you have been in this podcast any amount of time, you will know that I freaking adore Cyberpunk. So yeah, so for a limited time they have Lucy that you can pull for. Rebecca you get automatically as you log in. There is a special currency for this collab, so it's not like with the normal things that you get it, you need to get different ones. Um so it's almost, we were kind of talking about it on chat the other day on my stream, if it's worth like investing a bunch of money into it and essentially doing like 10 on 10 and 10 pulls. But it's almost worth doing more single pulls or just buying singular 10 pulls and no more so that you don't go overboard, because the currency that you currently get with this event you won't be able to use anymore afterwards, and apparently pity will not be carrying over. So if you're in like, you know what, I just want to get Lucy once and then I'm done, then move on or save up your currency or just wish on the other banner that will be there next time round. But definitely hold off on Lucy and or Rebecca if you're just kind of like one and done with them. So yeah, I actually haven't gotten to the Cyberpunk update. As I said, I only started Wuthering Waves recently. So I'm honestly kind of trying to catch up a little bit to see if I can possibly make it. I did read on the Google A that going all the way from chapter 1 catching up all the way to Cyberpunk is about 40 hours of gameplay.
Oh my god.
Um yeah, I have finished chapter 1 now. I am on chapter 2, and apparently chapter 1 is the longest. As often is, I feel like, with gacha games or MMOs, the first part of it, the base game story, whatever, if you will, usually is always the longer one because it's like the one that they have been developing, amping up for, right? Like getting the
Mhm.
one they've been getting ready for the initial release of it. So there's a lot of times a lot more to do than and the expansion stories. And apparently it's the same with Wuthering Waves. So I'm kind of maybe hopeful that I'll be able to catch up. If not, there is a story skip. Not a story skip whereas in like you don't do the other story anymore afterwards, but like a story skip where it'll just bring you to the events that you want to partake in, and then once you've done that, you can go back and do the other stuff. So
Oh,
it doesn't
that's
just auto
cool.
everything for you. Yeah, so hubby's done that.
Uh, oh, so he's
He's
already in
done
it.
He's ready to hop into it. He is waiting for me because we technically did say we want to experience it together. And I'm still trying to make up my mind whether or not I want to try and see if I can catch up or if I'm just gonna suck it up and do the skip. Um, but the characters look phenomenal. They play amazingly. Rebecca swears, which I have heard recently that so far Kuro games never had any swearing in their games.
Oh, really?
Well, in comes Rebecca. Now they swear. Um, but honestly, it would have been weird if Rebecca didn't do any swearing if she was like PG. And it did get the original Cyberpunk voice actors. And now here's an interesting tidbit. Maybe I don't know. Last week or a few days ago, a rumor was going around that the writer of Edge Runner said that the new ending expansion on Wuthering Waves for Cyberpunk is canon. This is a false rumor. He literally replied to I don't know, some kind of gaming news thing reposted, and they're like, no, this is a lie. I have never said such a thing. It also hasn't come forth and spoken out whether or not it now is or isn't. So I think it's probably up to interpretation.
Okay. How long is the event going to be in the game?
I think about a month-ish. I honestly haven't checked. I'll have to. Wooba Cyberpunk collab dates. June 8th until July 9th. So yeah, about a month.
Okay. Okay. I think you're probably gonna have to do the story skip.
Yeah. Looking at the dates, I'm like, it's I'm gonna have to just skip.
Yeah, I really think you should. Yeah.
But
Especially if you want to experience it all.
from
Because I mean, they built the whole city, like a whole city
yeah,
for you to
yeah,
go
yeah,
to,
yeah.
right?
So you can go to the city will stay there. As far as I know, the city will stay there even after the collab has ended. But that's like some of the stories like limited time. So some of the story you'll only be able to experience while you're there, and there'll probably be like some mini games or whatnot that you'll only be able to experience during the event. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get the story skip. From what I have heard, the story is really, really, really good. And it's definitely kind of a thing of apparently it could be canon, but it also could not be canon. Like it's very much open to the player's interpretation.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So yeah, we'll get more information on that once Luna actually gets to try it out because I'm sure she will want to gush about it.
I mean, so
Um
far I've been extremely like very pleasantly surprised by the story in Wuthering Waves. Like I I cried a little bit on the
Oh,
last bit that I finished.
oh
Chad cried
no.
with me. It was great. It was we were going through like all these emotions together. It was lovely. Yeah.
All right. Cool. So that was Wuthering Waves that Luna's been up to. I know we have another one to hear from you in a little bit, but I'll take over for a second and let you take a break.
Yes.
Um, I have been, on my usual indie shenanigans. We
Playing a new indie game every day.
dude, it's been intense. Yeah, we got to play Solar Punk. I'm pretty sure I've talked about
Whoa.
Solar Punk before, and also it was in the Green Game Showcase over last week. So we got to play that. We actually got to do early access, which was really fun. Um, so we just kind of played a day, like a couple days early. And the interesting thing with Solar Punk, in my opinion, is well, first of all, if you go to their Steam page and you look at you look at what they say about their game, they have like a list of things like, hey, if you like these things, try our game. And then they have a list of things where they're like, if you're looking for these things, do not. This game is not going to have that. Basically, like go play something else, which you don't see that very often. Um, so I thought that was really interesting. And then, um, the other interesting thing about it is it really is just kind of about building and upgrading your tools and stuff, and like trying to build a more
So
sustainable house.
I do have a question regarding Solar
Yeah.
Punk. When I was looking at the trailer for it and stuff,
Hmm.
it kind of almost reminded me like of a more laid back, nicer graphics version and like I guess Solar Punk version of Valheim a little bit. Um, I don't know how accurate my first impression of that is.
Um, I mean, not really.
Okay.
It's really different because there's no. I mean, first of all, there's no narrative.
All
Like
right.
there's no narrative at all. Like there's no story. You're just on this flying island. You build your little airship, and then you can go visit other flying islands for resources. There is like a robot that runs a shop, which is kind of
Okay.
interesting. But I don't, as far as I can tell, there's like nothing about that. It just exists.
Mm,
So that's like the
okay.
first big thing where it's just like, and I as people who do come to my channel know I am a big story person. That's usually what gets me into a game. But I appreciated Solar Punk for its approach, to be honest. Just because it really is just about gathering and building and like a
And
tiny
now,
bit of
how similar
exploring.
do you think this is to Loftia? Because I know a lot of people before the Loftia closed beta and before Solar Punk's release were like, "Oh, why are they releasing such similar games so close together?" Do you think they're similar at all?
No, I mean Loftia's the only real similarity they have is that they're both in the solar punk genre, which is a genre.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um, but Loftia's got a full story. It's an MMO. Like
yeah.
you can play solar punk with friends. It's I think
Hmm.
maybe up to 4 people or something can play.
Okay.
Um, but I think the comparisons begin and end at the fact that it's a solar punk game that maybe has similar graphic style in terms of the world. But even then, it's kind of like, well, I mean, think that's just unreal.
Hmm. Fair, fair.
So yeah, I mean, it's really just focused on like learning about these different sustainable energy sources and things, and just building. And there is obviously the survival component, which is basically just food and water. But I
Mm.
died of thirst. And you just basically come back with a little sliver of health gone, and you're not quite so thirsty anymore.
Lovely.
So it's incredibly chill, just like very, like if you're looking for those laid back vibes, and you just want to build and you don't really, you don't need any of the extra fluff, definitely check out Solar Punk. I haven't gotten very far to get like the better building stuff, but I did get to like glass and stuff, so I'm gonna start building greenhouses. Building is pretty standard, um, but they have a lot of different pieces and a lot
Okay.
of like decorations and stuff. So yeah, but that was Solar
Yeah, that's nice.
Punk. Yeah. Definitely worth checking out if you're again, if you look at their Steam page, they'll tell you, exactly what they're about, and you can decide if that's what you're about too. Um,
Me.
yeah, we also another one that was in the showcases as well that we got to play already is a game called Duppy Detective Tasha. This is a really short narrative game. Um, it's kind of like a little murder mystery, but I mean,
Is that the one with the grandma or a different one?
it's a different one. You're a young
Okay.
girl named Tasha, and
Right, right.
you die technically, or at least are
Oh,
partially
that's
dead.
nice.
You get hit by a car. You didn't look while crossing the street. Lessons
Oh
to
no, it's
learn.
an isekai.
What is that?
It's like when you
Is that when you go
isekai is
into
like
the
a type of
afterlife?
anime when you no isekai is like an anime when you die usually by a car crash in your world and then you get reborn in a different world and you remember your past life obviously and it's insane.
No, this
Um
one's just like an afterlife kind of like
okay.
you go into this middle area. They call it like the market. Um, and one of the entities there, and these are like creatures from Caribbean folklore. So
Okay.
that's what's living here. So one of these folklore characters has allegedly been murdered, and you kind of take it upon yourself to try and help solve the murder so that you can hopefully go, not be dead. Kind of try to like earn your way back to life. And it's just like I said, it's short. It took us like 2 hours. It's like a 2 to 3 hour game. I got to go back and do a couple achievements. But it's really mostly just talking to these different people. The order in which you talk to people kind of changes the way that the story goes, so you can like accidentally skip stuff. Um, if you just choose right, for example. But with it being as short as it was, it's not like a big deal because you can just go back and see what the other options were. It's not it's not necessarily where you have to determine who did it. It's pretty on the rails, if you ask me. Um,
Okay.
but I still really
The way
enjoyed
you're
it, and
describing it, it's kind of like a narrative-driven version of Clue almost.
yeah, it's almost like it's kind of
Figuring
like a
out who did it.
visual novel Clue a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think what really stood out to me for it was just obviously the different setting. Like being in this Caribbean folklore, which is really, really cool. I've always really enjoyed their folklore. And learning about some of these different mythological creatures in a more modern setting, kind of. It was I liked it, and it had really cool because it used Jamaican language, like some of the like different things that they use, like, so it was interesting to read for, because I'd be like, oh well, I'm just gonna like power through this and hope that I'm saying it right.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so that's Duppy Detective Tasha. I think they were part of the Story Rich showcase, and they were also in
Okay.
Women Led Games, maybe. No, no,
That's what I
sorry,
didn't
sorry, I'm
check
lying.
out.
Black Voices in Gaming.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was really good. Short and sweet. It's priced pretty well for the length of it. And the art is just absolutely adorable. It's so bouncy. Um,
Love it.
okay, Luna, you also had yesterday you checked out Witchspire. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So
Okay,
it's actually really funny. I forgot to had replied to the Witch Spy Creative Program.
as one does.
Um, and I I applied to so many things now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start keeping a
Um,
spreadsheet like lava.
right? Dude, when Lava shared her spreadsheet, I was like, oh my god, that's next level. Why haven't I started doing that? Um, but yeah, anyways, so I got like I was already worried like I wasn't gonna get the code, so I was already making like plans on like being able to purchase it or something. And then I got the email that I got into the creator program. I was like, oh, nice. That works out. So I got into the Witch Spy creator program, so I'm official Witch Spy partner. And I was gifted the key by them, including an additional key for a friendo and a key for a giveaway, which I will probably be hosting a giveaway for that on my channel next time we play the Witch Spire. The game itself, honestly, it's definitely early access. There are some
Hmm.
things I'm like, I really need them to fine tune this a little bit. The building is janky. The building is kind of really freaking janky.
Yeah, it
Um,
was in the demo.
but I have seen some people already create beautiful things, and I'm itching to go back in and just like go gather a ton of resources and then see what I can build with how the game currently is.
Hmm.
Because it is good, and I really love the I feel like vibe check 100% like passes because like the windows that they chose, the fact that you can make the roof like a grassy roof and everything just fits. Aesthetically, it just fits and it's beautiful and I love it. It's so vibrant. The characters themselves, like there isn't a lot of character creation. But the characters themselves, they look very arcane inspired almost, like the way that they are designed, the characters, not the world. The world is more, somebody pointed out in chat when I was playing it, the world almost looks like Genshin a little bit. um with the graphics and stuff, it's very beautiful. But it was, I just, there's different factions, and depending on the different factions that you do, your wand does different effects.
Hmm.
So I chose god, I forgot their name now. It was so bad with names right now.
It's the purple
um
one.
the purple one, lo and behold. But like when I zap my wand, there's like little pink purpley stars coming out from it, which was really, really cool. Nordenheim chose the forest, I guess, faction. And so when he would use his wand, there would be little leaves and stuff coming out of it. It's really, really cute. And there's like little creatures, like you get a companion right at the start. There's like a podium of like, what was it? One, two, three, four, five, I think, different companions that you get to choose from. And then
And
as
I
you
think
explore
more
the world,
planned as well.
yeah, and as you explore the world, you can like get different ones. Like you can tame different animals, whatnot, creatures, to add to your roster, and they all have different abilities. And what's really interesting, as well, is that there's little puzzles in the game that each require a different element to trigger them. And so, especially if you're going to be solo playing it, I feel like having a good array of different companions in your team is going to be very vital to be able to explore and complete these puzzles. I thoroughly loved the open world exploration. I loved the combat. Um, and obviously the building is a bit janky, but whatever, it's fine.
Well, and the
And
astral
one of the things,
projection was cool too with the building.
yeah, that's I feel like that's really next level because in a lot of games, we end up getting like add-ons and whatnot to be able to kind of like float around the
Yeah.
the house that we're building, right? Here you don't need to do that. They
Mm-mm.
just they did that for you. They're like, no, 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 no. We
In
got you, you know?
Yeah, in the demo, I just built a house up in the sky. Like, I don't know if you can still do that. Like, in the demo, you didn't have to be attached to the ground.
I think you can technically still do that because as long as it's marked blue, you can build it
Yeah.
anywhere,
Which I thought
right?
was
So you
fun.
can, yeah, it's immersion. It's a magical world.
Do whatever you want.
No,
Sorry for
I
interrupting
had
you.
no, you're fine. I had a lot of fun with it, and I am definitely itching to go back. I want to go back on stream though, because I want to make a community server for it because I am
Hmm.
also partnered with Nodecraft, as you know. So I'm hoping to like community server, maybe hop in with a few friends and stuff. Another thing that I really loved, um, is I hate chopping down tree after tree after tree in these survival games. It's such a pain in the butt, you know?
Hmm.
Here you can just like heavy attack them, and if there's like a row of trees and you aim right, you can just chop down 3 or 4 trees in a row in one go. It's glorious. I freaking love it. Um, so yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It doesn't really have. I mean, I guess it has a story, but it's more similar in terms of Valheim, where like you find little books or stones, whatever around, and you kind of read, um, of what happened beforehand.
Yeah, lore but not story is what I would
Yeah, lore
probably
but not
say.
story.
Although I do
Exactly.
think there are plans for more story. I think it just wasn't ready. I could
Yeah.
be wrong there, but it's
Um,
always what it felt like.
but no, which is probably only just released into early access. I believe it's currently, is it a 15 or 30% sale? I don't know.
15
Um,
sounds more right to me.
there was one that had a 30% sale. I don't know if it was Witchspire.
15, yeah.
15.
Yep.
Yeah, 15. It's currently 15 off until the 17th of June, so you have a few more days to be able to get it off as well. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. If you like Magic, if you like the idea of different factions, flying around on a broom. I sadly didn't get to that part because I had to dip out. But you know, if you like building, it seems like as you go on, you unlock different building structures. Obviously, as you do, if you look at the screenshots on Steam, you can see people have built like whole towns and whatnot. The other cool thing is that you apparently need your like the companions and the pets and stuff that you find. You'll need them for different crafting stations as well.
Yeah,
So like
it's so
there's a
cute.
bigger need to get them rather than more than just having them on your party, which you can have up to 3 on your party, so you don't just need to pick one. Um, no, it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough that when Nord was like, "Hey, Ash, Luna, we should go on a break," we're like, "What? What do you mean go to break? What do you mean stretch break? We're gamers. We don't stretch break." Um, so yeah, I definitely recommend it. And the reviews so far have been very positive. And if you're curious about it, I will definitely be playing it again on stream. Don't know yet if it will
Yeah.
be today still or next week or the week after because freaking Steam Next Fest. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll happen.
Yeah, so that was Witch Spire that we were talking about recently released into early access. They are pretty active on their Discord, so you can
Hmm.
always join that and get more up-to-date
Yeah,
information.
actually, that's another thing I want to say real quick. Like they have been working really hard on straight away like sorting out any kind of bugs that people come across.
Yeah. All right. So, give it a try if you want to get in early on the witchy goodness or wait and let it cook a little bit more. Either way, it's shaping up pretty good.
Hmm.
All right, just a couple more from me before we move on to the main event. So I also checked out an interesting little
Uh-oh.
game called Tales of Seikyu. I got to play that
Oh, why did you say
yesterday.
interesting?
That
That
was
worries me
that was a
now.
filler word because I was trying to find the right VOD.
Okay.
It was interesting. But I love yokai, so I'm very interested in the source material already.
Hmm.
Um, Number one, I was able to make myself green, so I'm basically like my little
I saw
gremlin.
that. I was like, oh my god.
I'm basically like my little gremlin in this game, so that's already a point. I love it when they don't make me be like normal skin colors. I love it
Yeah.
when I can be a little monster. So I do actually kind of look like my avatar. I was laughing because if any of you have ever played Banjo Kazooie, I was like, I think I accidentally made sexy Gruntilda. Gruntilda is like the ugly witch, but her whole goal is trying to get beautiful by stealing, the beauty of the younger creature. So I was like, I accidentally made that character.
Princess
Oh,
stays young and beautiful.
yeah.
Now
But
we all know her secret.
that's right, right. But no, I really, really liked the game. From the story, which is you and your sibling, who you're both fox spirits, fox yokai. Um, and the Fox clan has disappeared many, many years ago. Like nobody knows where they are. So it's just kind of you
Hmm.
two. Your parents have gone missing. You, the main character, you struggle to change into any form but human, while your sister struggles to change out of her fox form. And so you're hoping
Okay.
that by coming back to your ancestral home where the foxes used to live, that you can learn to better control your abilities and hopefully learn where your parents have gone. Um,
Okay.
so that's the story premise. And then the game itself is basically like a Stardew Valley type game. It's a life sim. You do your farming, you have your cute little house, and most importantly, you flirt with a bunch of very good-looking
Yes.
characters.
Wait, it's the girl that I liked
Uh,
flirtable?
which one did you like? Was it the cyberpunky one?
The artistic one, I
Oh yeah, I'm
think.
pretty sure you can romance her,
Okay,
Leliana.
good. Yes,
Or
yes, yes.
yes, she was lovely. You can romance a lot of them. I don't know which ones yet, but I think many of them are on the table, as it were. Yeah, the art is amazing. I every time I saw the little art, character art to the left of me, I was just dying. Like the little facial expressions for the different characters, just fantastic. Um,
I
and
love
then
that.
I think the other cool thing about it is like obviously I'm pretty sure you can get things like pickaxes and axes and whatnot, but that's not really the main way you're meant to interact with the world. Um, you early on you're able to unlock your first form and you use that form to do different things like, get the fields ready or chop down trees. It's so cool. I can't wait to play more of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it really ticks all of the boxes as a person who loved Stardew Valley. I I'm enjoying it so much so far. So I can't wait to play some more.
Yeah, I just got a code for this as well, so I'm probably gonna be playing this next week.
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah,
excited for
thanks
it.
to the devs for the key. So that's Tales of
Yeah.
Seikyu 1.0 release. I think it went really well. I mean, I don't think we ran into any no bugs that I can think of. Um, so that was really nice. Definitely worth checking out. And then Just two more. I checked out Letter Lost. I think I've talked about this one on stream before. This
Hmm.
is a fantastic narrative game where you're working in a post office. Totally normal. You're not trapped in there. Just kidding. You're absolutely trapped in there. It is not normal. I freaking love it. I love it so much. We were reading everybody's letters. I was getting fined for it, but I didn't care. And you slowly kind of like uncover this mystery of like how you're stuck there and what the heck is going on in this post office through like reading people's letters, through talking to different people, and there's like a bit of a time loop mechanic kind of where everybody else seems to reset, but you don't. Um,
Okay.
so it's kind of interesting because then you kind of like, well, I already talked to you, and they're like, what do you mean? And you learn different information through those conversations and using your old information. So I absolutely loved it. I knew I would. I loved the demo. And it was fun because the devs came and hung out a little bit. And so we were chatting with them. They're really, really funny.
That's always really nice. I love that when devs come in and check out their own game being played. It's just so
Right.
like enhances the experience so much.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really, I mean, there were a couple like maybe translation errors or stuff here and there, but
Hmm.
it was very solid. There's a ton of stuff to read. There's like a ton of books too. Like I think they just took a bunch of public domain books as well and like grabbed a chapter or two.
I mean, fair, honestly.
And then just like tossed them in, which is smart if you ask me. So you can kind of like
Hmm.
sit there and read books. They also have like a radio station, and they were telling me that actually they got a bunch of like streamers and other people to help them fill that out, which is why
I
it's not
love that.
subtitled yet. Because they were like, yeah, we tried to, but it got bigger than we thought it would.
I love that
Uh,
though.
yeah, so it really, really cool. I can't wait to dive into some more. Thanks to those devs as well for the key. And then last but not least, this one actually was not gifted to me through a developer. This one was gifted to me from Delicia. I checked out Pacific Drive. This one came out, I think, in 2024, 2025. Um,
Okay.
it is a
Sponsored by Dell.
yeah, well, it's like a it's kind of a survival game, but honestly, I thought it was going to be scarier than it has been so far, and I'm glad it's not. It's really chill. Basically, there's this place called the Olympic Exclusion Zone. You are a delivery
Okay.
driver and you accidentally get sucked in. Like you're not even trying to go
Hmm.
there. You just get sucked into it. Your car gets
Okay.
destroyed, so you're freaking out and like panicking, and then you find this car, and there's people like trying to talk to you through the radio. So you steal this car, and they're like, "Hold up, though, that's not a car." And you're just kind of like, what? And it turns out it's some kind of like entity that has taken the form of a car and has chosen your character as its
Oh.
person that it might slowly take over
Honestly,
the mind of.
I thought you were about to say time machine.
No, no, it's like some weird entity. I don't know yet. But I honestly loved this game. I had
Okay.
the suspicion that I would, right? But sometimes you don't know until you really get into it. Um, I'm not good at driving, which is fine, but uh from like upgrading your car to doing the little quests and talking to the
Mhm.
NPCs, it's all just fun. Like
Okay.
I just had so much fun, and the NPCs are hilarious. Like they're always chattering amongst each other and they're just like savage. I loved it. And like I said, it's not so much scary. Like obviously you're kind of tense. It's suspenseful, but so far
Hmm.
nothing has necessarily like really tried to kill me. They just kind of mess with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really liked it. It was one of those things where it's just like I was kind of mad. I was actually kind of mad at a bunch of the games that I started this week because I know I can't play them next week because of Next Fest. So I'm like, ah, some of these games I should have started because I want to play right now.
Nexus is just throwing a wrench in all our plans. How
But I
dare.
love Next Fest. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was Pacific Drive. I really, really liked it. Highly recommend. Um, I don't know. I was just I was surprised by it. I'll probably get the scary DLC later. But yeah, that's some of what we've been up to. I know it took longer than I meant for it to. It always does. But there's just so many
No,
good games. And I play too
never
many.
takes longer.
All right,
I mean, she
on
streams 5 days a week and streams at least one game a day.
usually, yeah.
Sometimes two.
uh, well, what's funny
Oh my
too is I
god.
used to when I started streaming, I was like finishing games. That was like my whole goal. And
Yeah, I
so I
know.
would play like the
Mhm.
same game all week. Um and then a couple years in that took a turn and now I'm just desperately trying to finish some of the games while also showcasing new ones. But I love it. Honestly, I feel so lucky all the time.
Yay.
Uh, anyway, on to the main event. Unless you had more to add, anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, main event showcases. Oh my god. Like I said, last week, Summer Game Fest
Do you remember
and
in school?
extra.
Do you remember in school when like you had this exam, right? And you studied really hard for it. So you knew what was happening. You knew everything about it, right? But then it comes to exam day and you sit there and your mind just goes blank.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt today when you messaged me about podcast. I was like, no, I even spent like what almost 3 hours on stream on I think Monday, going through all the showcases and stuff again, and I spent some time on the weekend as well. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna be so prepared for the podcast, easy, done. And then today I saw your message and my mind just goes click, 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 and I'm like, frick, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, that's why
There were
last night
so
I
many
went through some
showcases.
lists.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Oh my
can't
goodness.
remember. But I think to start, we will start with the one that we watched together. We technically had a mini Pixel Yap special. It wasn't really because I never set anything up properly. But
Yeah, it
Luna
wasn't
joined me.
official.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, Luna joined me for the Wholesome Direct, which is obviously was the most dangerous for the both of us. Um
Pixel Yaps Direct when?
Isn't that basically what this is?
A weekly direct. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so Wholesome Games was obviously huge for us. I don't know. I feel like almost all of the games were either already on my wish list or quickly made it to my wish list. Um,
I became very picky. I was talking with hubby about this the other day. I've become extremely sorry.
you're fine. Keep going. Just power through
I've
it.
become I've become extremely picky about the games that I add to my wish list or that I play because there are just so many. There are so many incredible looking games out there, and I will never get to all of them. Like it's impossible unless I like stream 24/7, and just play games 24/7, which in case you haven't heard, I have a kid. Um that kind of makes that impossible. But I in spite of that, my wish list still went from 70 to 100. And 100 is after sizing it down. Like I went through and deleted a bunch of stuff.
Well, and
So yeah.
I think that's fair, but also it's kind of a difficult position to be in my opinion, because like obviously you don't want to have like a stacked wish list. I mean, mine has like 600 games. It's fucking crazy. Um, but then all the devs are like, "Hey, this is what helps us get put up on the up and coming and whatnot." And so it's just like, well, shit, kind of feels like I gotta wish list anything I'm interested in, just to hook them up,
True.
So
True.
it's a tough balance to strike. But I don't know. I just tell people, I'm like, listen, if you're looking at my wish list to give me something, look at the top 20, and everything else
Mhm.
is just for me. Don't worry about it. Because it's
Don't
like
worry
it's
about
how
it. Don't worry
yeah,
about the rest.
it's how I keep track. of upcoming games for the list that I do for Pixel Yaps, for example. Although Steam has been beta testing something that might help with that a lot. They're beta testing a personal calendar of releases, which is really cool.
Oh,
Yeah, so it
oh,
uses your
that would
wish
be great.
list, and then it adds some additional things it thinks you might be interested in. Either like maybe you played the demo, or maybe it's just adjacent to what you've already played. So
Hmm.
that's going to be
Okay.
really nice. But anyway, on to the showcase. More about the showcase. I think one of the first ones that stood out to me, and felt personally attacked by, was Croakwood,
Yeah,
which
why did that one stand out to you, Seth?
oh, I don't know. I have this affinity for frogs. Um, it definitely hasn't become a whole stream thing. Um,
No, no.
but Croakwood is actually a town building and management game featuring frogs. It's actually up on the screen for people who are watching. Um, I felt personally attacked because I love city building games, I love management games, and I love frogs. And so it hit like basically all of the numbers. I was just like, are you kidding me? uh
Basically made a game for Seth.
yeah, yeah. So that's Croakwood. It looks fantastic. Check it out, you know. Um Obviously for Luna and I, we got some very exciting information concerning a game that we are creators with. Um we finally have a release window for Loftia.
Oh my god. I want to play that game again so bad. I just I was cleaning up my PC the other day and I uninstalled the beta because I was like, there, I don't know if it's gonna be the same thing, so I'm just gonna preemptively uninstall it. But it hurt. It hurt. I'm like, why isn't there a play button? Just let me press the play button. I'm so excited for Lofty to be back, and I cannot wait to be playing it with you guys again.
Yeah. So the release window, we don't have an actual date, but we do have release window is fall for the early access. Um I believe it's going to be a paid early access. But considering what we played in beta, I think it'll be in a pretty good spot for early
Yeah.
access.
Hmm.
Especially depending on what feedback that we already gave them that they were able to implement in this time.
Hmm.
I think it'll be in a pretty good spot. So I can't wait to get more information about that as they release it. But if you missed the trailer, it's definitely worth going and giving it a look because it was some of the footage that the creators helped put like film, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And they're doing another one as well with that footage. I don't think that one's out yet. Um, so yeah, definitely worth looking at if you're excited about Loftia like we are. You've only got to wait until the fall.
Yay.
Um, so that was a really big update. Um, Another one that Luna and I were both excited for was Spirit Crossing. Now I know why I'm excited about it, Luna. What stood out to you about Spirit Crossing?
Wait, jog my memory. Which one is
Spirit
there's two
Crossing
that
is
have like right, no, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it. It just looks cute. It just
fair.
I don't know. I like the whole idea of like rebuilding connections between different worlds and being able to explore ruins and stuff. I really like games that let me explore things. And if I get to do it with friends, that's like a huge plus. And I do like the graphics of it and everything. So yeah, I'm curious about it. I'm very curious about it.
Okay. Yeah, for me, um, I'm extra excited about it because when I took over the stream, so for those that don't know, the reason that I stream on Twitch at It's a Tree is because I just took over my husband's channel and made it my own. um, when I took over the stream, the one of the first games that I played was Cozy Grove, which is the devs, Spry Fox. They're the ones making Spirit Crossing. So Cozy Grove is kind of special to me in the stream because it really kind of started this journey. Like we played it every day at the start of stream because it's like a shorter, like once a day kind of game. And we played it for a really long time. And so I'm very excited to see an MMO style game by them that I can bring the community into with me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then actually on the Cozy Grove news during one of the showcases, I don't remember which one.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
we are getting Cozy Grove Camp Spirit, which is the sequel to Cozy Grove. So for those that aren't familiar, that game's actually been out for a while. It's on mobile. Um, and you need a Netflix account because they were bought by Netflix and then they bought themselves back. um,
I'm glad they brought themselves back.
yeah, they just didn't have
Not
the
too mad about
freedom that they wanted. Um, they wanted to be able to release on Steam. So basically, after buying themselves back, they are now able to release on Steam. I don't remember if we had a specific date, but Cozy Grove Camp Spirit is coming to Steam. July 15th. So in a couple days. Or no, sorry, next month.
that.
Next month
Slow down there.
in a
This year
couple
is ready to
days.
go fast access. Okay, we don't need to go faster. Thank you very much.
Sorry. So that'll be cool because like I said, it was a mobile game. I did play a little bit of it on mobile, but honestly, it was hard to play because I wasn't playing it on stream with my community, and I didn't want to play it on mobile on stream.
Mhm.
So I'm really, really excited to get into that again when it comes out. So yeah, that two Spry Fox announcements, very
Now,
cool announcements. Um, okay, let's see. Tell us a little bit about the Milky Delivery. That's
oh my
the
god, Milky Delivery,
yeah.
I'm actually very excited for. So I played Min- Minami. I always
I think
mix
it's
it up.
Minami.
Minami, right? Minami Lane when it came out. And I love Banana Lane so much. I first played it during like a Steam Next Fest, and later like that was it. There's very few times. Like I said, I'm extremely picky with the games that I play, even more so picky with the games that I buy. Minami Lane is one of those games that the moment that released, I bought it. I was like, I'm not even gonna think about buying it. It was just um very cozy, like yeah, whatever. We're here for milk and delivery. Sorry. Um, delivery. It's basically you're on a quest to revive a town, so to say, with milk. You're on your little bicycle and you deliver milk to the townspeople. You have a little pet cow. You gather resources, upgrade your barn and everything. And it's supposed to be a short, wholesome, cozy game. And I'm just very excited for it because I really love Minami Lane, so I have high expectations for this. And I will definitely be playing the demo probably during Steam Next Fest. I decided I'm gonna mix Wholesome Direct and Steam Next Fest together because they're so close together. And yeah, and I'm
Oh,
I'm I'm betting there's gonna be some overlap with the games as well. Like there's probably gonna be
yeah.
some direct games on.
Honestly, the way I treat Next Fest is obviously I do try to play a lot of games that are part of Next Fest,
Specifically.
Fest,
Yeah,
but I use it to play more demos, to be honest. Like
yeah.
if someone's
Mhm.
reached out to me about a demo, I'll throw it in and just be like, "Hey, this isn't part of Next Fest, but it is a demo."
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, so that was Milky Delivery. And that's Milky
Mhm.
with an I instead of a Y at the end. Um, a couple more from Wholesome Direct that kind of stood out. Obviously, there was the cute little otter game, Otterly Lost. I don't think we need to say more other than you get to be an otter and go on an adventure. Like, what more do you want? It looked very cute. Um, there was also Cappy Castaway, which we've seen before, but I think they're
Yeah, I played
getting
that
ever
during last Steam
closer.
Next Fest.
Still
Yeah, it
no
was a little
dates,
bit buggy last Steam Next Fest, so
was
I'm
it?
I'm looking forward. Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to its development. But it was very cute. It had a very cute premise already. So yeah. Another unwholesome direct. Another game that I was really excited for is Design and Conjure, which is basically a heartwarming journey where you restore Dahlia's hometown. Dahlia's the witch, and you tidy spaces, design magical rooms, and solve little puzzles. It says soothing puzzles specifically, so I'm hoping that these are going to be very easy puzzles because I suck at puzzles. And you soothe magical creatures and stuff. It looks very, very cute. I really love the art style, so that went on my wish list straight away. I'm definitely going to be playing the demo for that as well. And then another game I'm very excited for it. I feel like I've mentioned this a lot, so I'm not gonna go into it, but Witch's Bakery has a release window now as well. It's due to come out in August. We don't know when yet, but it will be coming out in August, and I'm very, very, very excited for it.
Yeah, and we also have Go Go Town hitting their 1.0. This is a game that Luna
Yep.
and I have played together, and I think honestly, I would love to get a collab again for the 1.0. I
Yes,
loved it.
please. I'm
Um,
game. I'm 100% game.
yeah, that game is super fun. It's kind of like Dinkum, but you know, a little bit more city than wilderness.
Yeah.
It was so fun. There's so many cool little vehicles, and I'm very excited for their 1.0 because I already, I forgot it was only in early access. Like
It
there's
was
just
it
so
was really
much.
good. It was
Yeah.
really good, and there was a lot to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, there's also Toem too. So if you ever played Toem, you take little pictures to like kind of move forward through the story and through the world. Very, very cute. It's like black and white, just a ton of cute art. Love those games.
Hmm.
Very excited for the sequel. And then the last one I had on my list for Wholesome Direct, which is a little bit of a different one, Dungeon Tourists. This is a ridiculous little game where you are like these silly cats. Think like old school Animal Crossing cats. You're riding a minecart through a dungeon and taking pictures of like little entities and messing with them and trying not to die. It looks so fun. But that's some of what was on Wholesome Direct. Did you have anything else for Wholesome
I don't think I have
Direct?
anything else for Wholesome Direct. I
Okay.
have, yeah, I have some other things for other ones, but yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess let's just get the big one out of the way first.
There's a big
Summer
one.
Game Fest. That was like the big one, technically. It was literally
Okay, I'm gonna
the
be
summer
dead
game.
honest here. It was such a disappointment for me. Summer Game Fest was such a disappointment for me. I know there's some in there that people are like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. Oh my god, I cannot wait." But the majority of the games that were in there, I was like, "This is too gory for me. This is too much. This is like a lot of them had like splattering blood, and for some reason, I don't like splat. I don't mind bleeding. Okay, I don't mind bleeding. I don't mind seeing someone getting punched and then like having a little blood trickle down their face. That's fine. But when it's full on blood splatter, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
out.
so I think what Luda is really trying to express, Summer Game Fest had a lot of horror games,
A lot of horror games.
which is great for horror gamers because honestly, horror games can sometimes get like kind of tossed into a niche. Um, I think the last couple years of the game award festivals, because this was put on by the Game Awards, um, have been a little bit more mature. But I'm not. I feel like it's okay because they need a place too. Like cozy gamers get like Wholesome Direct and a bunch of other ones. So uh,
Then do a
it's
spooky direct.
well there are obviously horror game
Do a
directs,
gore
but
direct. Do a scream fest. I don't freaking care. But I tuned in for like a general like gaming announcement thing, and I just saw horror.
yeah, it's a
I
great
did
time
not.
to be a horror
Okay.
gamer.
There were some really great games in there. Like one of the games that I actually did really enjoy that I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna be doing a collab with a fellow VTuber on that. Is an extremely hard game.
Yeah, that game looks ridiculous.
It is a basically a co-op game where you and a friend play geese parents, and you have to try to safely together bring your egg home. Basically, the egg sits in a nest, and you have to try not knock it. Every time you knock it, it can crack, and the more it cracks, the harder it gets to like carry. It becomes like more bouncy or whatnot. I read. Um, so yeah, I saw this game like saw a sneak peek of this game months ago, and I was like, oh, this looks fun. So it was such a pleasant surprise seeing it again on the Summer Game Fest. I'm very excited to play this in the future.
Yeah. Taters was like my friend Taters. She was like, I call dibs on playing this with you. But I noticed you can actually play it with 4 people, which
Yeah,
sounds
I read
absolutely
that.
chaotic. Just
Yeah,
absolutely chaotic. I don't know if you have like two
yeah,
pairs of
that's
eggs or
strange.
something, but
I don't
yeah.
know.
So that was an extremely hard game. It does look quite good. Um, I do know the demo's already up. I think some of my community members may have already tried it actually.
Oh, nice.
Um, and lost many eggs.
Poor
But
eggs.
yeah, I
Well,
will,
we
I
remembered.
will concede. Obviously, I like threw up the game show, and the first one was horror. But for me, there were some very
Yeah.
exciting ones. There was some really hype ones mixed in there. First of
I
all,
mean, there was one where I lost my shit when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, this is it, this is it, this is
uh,
it.
first of all, I think we have to talk about the most important one in the room, which is for me anyway. Sorry, the most important one in the room for me, which is Guild Wars 3. It is
Yes!
confirmed. I had been spending I have been spending like kind of the week leading up to it trying to talk myself off the hype train a little bit because I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be Guild Wars 3. I'm like, I'm gonna be
And then
excited no
it's
matter
like, you
what.
get on that hype train, you get comfy, and you stay there.
Yeah, and then I saw a couple videos, and I was like, oh god, these are some really good points. I think this is gonna be Guild Wars 3. And so as soon as we saw like the very first part of the trailer, I was just like, oh my god, is this Guild Wars 3? Like I knew. I knew. Uh and it's really honestly very cool. Like congratulations to ANET for getting onto Summer Game Fest because that is a huge stage. That probably
And I
cost
heard it's
them.
gonna be a prequel?
Yes, yeah. So the interesting thing about that is yes, it will be a prequel. I
Yeah.
think they said like 1,000 years before Guild Wars 1. So it is a
Oh,
prequel to both. Um and they
interesting.
did that for a couple reasons. One of the main reasons being that they're going to be actively developing all 3 games. So they have 3 teams. One for Guild
Hmm.
Wars Reforged, one for Guild Wars 2, and then they have their Guild Wars 3 team.
Right.
And so they said the problem with making a direct sequel obviously is that it ties the hands of the people working on Guild Wars 2 because now, they're kind of stuck wondering what Guild Wars 3 is going to do and making sure that what they do fits into that. Um
Right.
and then the other reason, and I think the bigger reason that they decided to go back is because much of Guild Wars lore, and I mean even like the name
Mhm.
Guild Wars is from very long before Guild Wars 2.
Okay.
And they've obviously touched on it a lot, a bunch in Guild Wars 1, and they've touched on it some in Guild Wars 2, but there's so much more story and lore that they haven't found a way to fill out. And so this gives them an opportunity to really fill out some of the older story, some of the world story,
Hmm.
which is incredibly exciting because a lot of the old Guild Wars lore is super interesting. Because it has to deal with the gods and stuff. So, things get a little
Yeah.
crazy. So, that's something really exciting. And then for people who play Guild Wars, especially people who started with Guild Wars Reforged, which I did not, I started with Guild Wars 2. Um, Guild Wars to Guild Wars 2, maybe Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2, um, they were very different. Obviously, Guild
Okay.
Wars 2 was sent, 1,000 or thousands of years, whatever, in the future first of off. But the gameplay was different. The combat was different. The skill building was different. It was all different. It was a very different game. I mean, they lost some Guild Wars players because of it. And we are expecting to see the same thing with Guild Wars 3. Not necessarily losing players, but we're going to see something different. It's
I
not
think
going to be Guild Wars 2.
I think Guild Wars 3 will bring a lot of new MMO players into the Guild Wars
Mm-hmm.
family, so to say.
Well, yeah, and
Because I
they're
know, as somebody who recently kind of got into Guild Wars 2, um, some of the systems in Guild Wars 2 just feel so janky and outdated in comparison to other MMOs currently on the market. Um, So I think, I've spoken to a few people who are like, oh yeah, the UI is the reason I don't play Guild Wars 2 because I can't get behind that, you know. And it's those type of reasons why I think them doing a newer MMO with newer systems and stuff like that is gonna work really well. It's gonna bring other MMO players into the Guild Wars family and potentially will draw them to like, you know, OG Guild Wars or Guild Wars 2 as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, and also, they're doing something they've never done before. In that Guild Wars 3 is coming to PlayStation 5.
Ooh.
So they are going to be bringing in console gamers, which is huge. Obviously, I mean, ESO has definitely seen like a lot of benefit from that. So that's another really exciting thing is that yeah, Guild Wars 3 will also be on PlayStation, as well as Steam and the regular ArenaNet launcher as well.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. That's cool.
so yeah, I mean that's super exciting. They've been kind of trickling out information ever since. They're shooting for a beta in 2027. I would expect summer 2027, probably late summer
Yeah.
if I was a betting gal.
Really
Um,
exciting though.
yes, very exciting. And then the big thing, like I mentioned earlier, is they're actively developing all three. So Guild Wars 2 is not over. They are going to take the next year to work on bringing some of the systems up to speed, and working on like a bunch of bug
Nice.
fixes.
Okay.
So we're not getting an expansion right away. They said the expansions for Guild Wars 2 will come back once Guild Wars 3 is out. So
Okay. That's
yeah,
fair,
it's very,
honestly.
very exciting. And honestly, I found it, I was like, I'm weirdly excited that they're going back and fixing some more bugs because this is something they've been trying to do for the past couple years. And I
Yeah.
think if they can get like a good year on it, it's going to make a difference. So, very, very
Okay.
excited for that.
Cool.
We'll obviously continue to have more Guild Wars 3 news throughout Pixel Yaps when it comes up. But that was one of
Mhm,
my
mhm.
most hype announcements. Hype announcement number 2 for me. This one's huge for
Yeah.
me. Control Resonant. We got a
Oh
release
yeah.
date, September 24th. Anybody who knows me probably knows I'm a huge fan of Remedy games. Control, Alan Wake 2. I just freaking love them. I am so excited for Control Resonant. Everything I've seen has only gotten me more excited. It's gonna be so good. Um,
To be fair, hubby was excited for this one too, and he was like, "Oh
oh,
my god, control!" And I'm like,
yes. Yes. Well, it's
"Uh."
it's kind of huge because we in Control, the first game,
Yeah.
you're in a place called the Oldest House. So like you're in a set building. Now, the building itself changes, so it doesn't always look the same. So like it feels like a very big world. But you're still
Okay.
inside one building. And this one, the containment has failed. Um and things have gotten out basically into the world, which is Manhattan. And so you're actually going to be able to leave the building and go into Manhattan, but it's not the Manhattan that you're used to because it has been warped by these entities. So it's going to be crazy, because you're going to have to like flip the scenery for traversal and
Okay.
stuff. Like it's going to be wild. It's going to be more fast-paced than Control, because the new character Dylan, which is the sibling of the main character of the first game, they are a little bit more. They're like more raw power than concentrated power. So like it's just fast and you're
Okay.
gonna be hitting hard and you have different weapons. Um, yeah, I'm so excited. They've been doing a bunch of gameplay videos. It all looks really good. That was definitely number 2 on the hype scale for me. Um, and then there were a couple others that were mentioned. Code Veronica remake. As a Resident Evil fan, I never really actually got to play Code Veronica, um, because I was young and didn't have money to buy games. So I'm very excited for the remake. And they're doing another Silent Hill, and this one is in Scotland, which could be very interesting. And from what I've gathered, the scenery's been done very nicely, according to some Scottish people. So,
Dear. You
yeah,
make me
those
want to
are
play
both
video
horror,
games
you
now.
know. No, I don't think you could handle either of those. I think Silent Hill would give you nightmares.
I think the one that got me the most of the ones that were announced is probably Saw.
Oh, well, yeah, so that one was interesting. I would never play one of those games, first of all. I can barely watch those movies. um, but I'm sure some people are very excited, and I'm excited for them. I will not touch it. Mm-mm.
The closest thing I got to watching a Saw movie was watching the on MTV back when I was in high school. They had a show of the makings of Saw. That's all I watched. That was it. Didn't watch
Well, and
anything else.
I was actually surprised that the Hellraiser trailer was so tame because the one during I think the Game Awards was not tame. So I was like warning chat. I'm like, "Oh, this one might be bad." And I was like, "Oh, actually that one wasn't bad at all." Totally not prepared for Saw. I was just like, "Oh, okay, don't look at this one if you don't like scary games cuz um okay. I think that covers the most important things from Summer Games Fest. Like you said, it wasn't as exciting. There were some definitely good reveals in there, but that one was heavily AAA, which is just not something that I mean. I know I don't play a ton of them anymore, and
Nope.
yeah, Luna doesn't necessarily either. But there were some good reveals. I mean, there was that Amsterdam game that looked good, Amsterdam
People are really
1666.
excited for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had Sea of Remnants, which also looks good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we'll see more on those later as they get closer to coming out. Lots and lots of good stuff. Like I said, we're barely scratching the surface, so if you want to know exactly what was on there, you're gonna have to go back and look at the lists or watch them.
Yep.
um,
There were a lot.
okay, Black Voices in Gaming had a bunch of really good ones. Notable for me, obviously, was Duppy Detective Tasha, which we mentioned earlier. A game called Our Lands, which I talked about a while back because I tried the demo. That's that like sticker book style game where you get to just build pretty
Sorry,
scenery. Our
which director is
Lands.
this?
Oh, this is Black Games and Voicing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just remember there was a couple from there. Um, so yeah, it's a sticker book style game. You build scenes and you can find little secrets. Very cute. A game called Roller Girl looks really good, which is like a story-rich slice of
Oh
life
yeah,
game. Yeah, and your character's
that
on
one
roller
caught my eye.
skates. Yeah, that one
Mhm.
looked
I think that's on the
fabulous.
list, yeah.
And then the other one that stood out to me was a game called Go North, which is like a maze puzzle game. Like it's just a bunch of mazes, with like crazy scenery and puzzles in them, which looked very interesting. Um, and I'm not a fan of mazes, so that's saying something. um, there was also Day of the Devs. This one's actually one of my favorite showcases. It usually happens right after the Summer Game Fest. Um, the reason I like Day of the Devs is because it's more centered on, well, the devs. They get to
Mhm.
kind of make their own trailers, and some of them just talk about their game. It's glorious. But three games that stood out to me from there. Obviously, there were more, but these are the three standouts. A game called Apple Crumble.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
Absolutely. Yeah, beautiful artwork. Kind of feels like a Tim Burton, claymation style
Mhm.
artwork. And it's a murder mystery inspired by like Knives Out and like Agatha Christie and stuff. And so basically, you're trying to figure out who is trying to murder your grandmother during her birthday. And all of the characters are ridiculous. It
All really
looks,
nice themes.
yeah, it looks fantastic. Um, there's also a game called Bub, B-U-B. This one was interesting. It was like a very artistic game about an artist who turns his memories into art. And so it uses a lot of different styles from like paper crafts to, uh, I don't know, like 3D to comic style art. Like it just uses a ton of different art styles. And the developer was talking about how they got sick while they were making it, and it kind of changed how things
The
went
story.
because it
Mhm.
started kind of like reflecting how they were feeling. So it's a very emotional game, emotional,
Mhm.
artistic. It looks fantastic. And then the last one on my Day of the Devs list is ridiculous. It's called Lazy River. It is a ridiculous co-op game about a water park that when people pee in the water, it turns them into zombies. So you were at this water park trying to
Oh my
survive
god.
at like a zombie apocalypse because someone peed in the
Imagine
pool.
telling that to a child. Hey, sweetie, don't pee in the water. You'll turn into a zombie.
Yeah, so basically you have to build a raft out of like, like pool toys, like inner tubes and stuff like that and try not to,
Good lord, my
you
worst
try not to be in the
nightmare. Are you
water too
kidding me?
long.
Nah. Oh my
uh,
goodness.
it looks really fun. Um I I thought that was charming. Oh yeah, Lava Slug mentioned in chat a game called Screenbound. We've talked about this game before. But we got a little bit more information about it. That's the one where you kind of like switch between, like, you use a Game Boy to navigate the world. It's very, very strange. Really, really cool. Incredibly creative. Um, yeah, again, like go watch Day of the Devs. That was my favorite showcase. Um, just because it focuses on the devs. Well, I mean, obviously, Wholesome Direct was our most favorite showcase, but
Yeah,
um,
not
okay.
biased.
Luna has a couple others on her list. You want to fire through those?
Yeah, sure. So from the Southeast Asian Gaming Showcase, this, you know how we said earlier the frog, what's it called? Frog Thingy Town one is a U game. Um, this one, High Times, is me. It's got Luna written all over it. It is, get this, it is a cozy dating cooking sim where you are a cafe manager and a donut therapist.
Okay, I'm sorry, wait. Are you giving therapy to donuts or
I don't know. I don't know if you're giving therapy to the donuts or if you're giving therapy and handing your clients donuts. I don't know, but like I read this, I was going through it on stream, and I lost it. I lost it. It was so much fun, and I do believe these guys actually have a demo out. I think. They are definitely on my wish list. I put them at the very top of my wish list. That's how excited I am for this game. Um, so I am definitely gonna be trying out the demo in here and yeah, and reporting back. But yeah, cozy dating cooking sim where you are a cafe manager and a donut therapist. Like it doesn't get more Luna than that.
Yeah, I was
It does
gonna
not.
say it's pretty Luna. Pretty Luna.
So that was from the Southeast Asian Games Showcase, which I'm very excited for. And then I have a couple from the woman-led games. One of them is called Leafy Corner, where you run a plant shop, grow, sell, and care for a variety of real-life plants. I really like when games actually include real-life plants in their games because like it creates that connection between the real world and the gaming world, and
Mm-hmm.
like you're more inclined to like get those plants IRL or something, you know. Like with Out and About, we then went on walks and like, oh, that's this and that plant. Don't touch it. Da, 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 da. You know, it's like it's really cool. But yeah, in Leafy Corner, you run a plant shop, grow, sell, and care for a variety of real life plants, help customers complete orders, and customize your own shop. It looks really, really cute. I really love the art style, and I'm very excited to try that out. And then another one from Woman Led Gaming was Midgard.
Oh yeah, that one
This
looked
is
great.
this is a chaotic co-op adventure where you create the ultimate Viking tavern. You hunt mystical creatures by day and serve rowdy patrons by night. I think this will be a hilarious game to play for the People Gang, just saying.
Yes. Yeah, that's a collab
um,
game for sure.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. Then next one is from the Latin American Game Showcase. It's called Their Story, and I feel like this is probably the one like most out there from the list I have. But
Mm-hmm.
it looked really cute. It's a narrative exploration puzzle adventure about love and the connection between two cyclists. You basically, play through various puzzles, play through their days and stuff like that, and see if they'll like ever find towards each other kind of deal. It looked really cute. I really liked the art style. The male lead for the game, I guess, gave me Sebastian vibes from Stardew Valley, so I'm extra invested in it. But yeah, that's their story from the Latin American Games Showcase. And was that it?
I mean, as much
I
as
think
we
that was
got
it.
through, like honestly, there were so many games that we've probably forgotten. I
I
mean,
mean, we should definitely cover the Nintendo Direct real quick.
yeah. Obviously, we're gonna cover the Nintendo Direct in a minute. This is
Okay.
it's unrelated. It's unrelated to Summer Game Fest, but happened around the same time. Yeah. I mean, but like I said, this is in by no means a comprehensive list of what we were excited by because
No.
there was like the Green Game Showcase, which was excellent, and I didn't even get a chance to get to it during
There were
this.
so many. There's so many
Yeah,
games reviews. These are just the our top favorite picks, games that really, really stood out to us. Because I added 30 new games to my wish list. So, there were a few. There were a few.
there was one I did want to mention from the Green Game Showcase. There's a game coming out called The Regreening. That looked
Okay.
absolutely delightful. They call themselves a soil punk fairy tale. Um, and basically you have to like grow plants to like rebuild the ecosystem around you. So as you plant and like take care of things, the world comes back to life.
That's
And you
cute.
build habitats for these little animals that you can hug.
Okay.
That one looks really, really good. Honestly, the Green Game Showcase had a lot of very solid ones. That was the one that Solarpunk showed up in. Um,
Right, yeah. So if I was
so
in
yeah,
agreement, yeah.
very, very good. But yeah, I think we've covered so much of this. Obviously, we could still talk about this for hours if we had the time and the energy. Um, but
I was
that
joking to
is
hubby before podcast. I was like, it's gonna be a 4-hour podcast
right.
today.
It could have. I mean, if we didn't control ourselves, it could easily
E-
have done that
Easily, yeah.
easily. But we're controlling ourselves. If we'll probably many of the games that we saw during these showcases will come up on Pixel Yaps again, either when they're coming
Mhm.
out or when they have updates. Like we tend to revisit topics very regularly. Um, but yeah, a little shout out to the people who watch on YouTube. If you watched the showcases, let us know in the comments what stood out to you, what your favorite showcase
Mhm.
was, whatever. Um, but moving on, like we said, there were other showcases as well, and we wanted to quickly touch on the Nintendo Direct because it was pretty fire. Take it away, Luna.
Honestly, hot take here. I'm really sorry. I'm really glad there was no new Mario game this time around. Like, I said that I don't like Mario games. I do like Mario games. It's just I think the last Nintendo Direct, the last big one we had, I guess,
Mhm.
was just all only Mario games, and I'm like, okay,
Well, it was like his
cool.
10-year
We have something
anniversary
else.
or something, or
Yeah, so I get
yeah.
it, but like I'm really glad that this was. A lot of people were very unhappy about that, but I was very happy about the lack of Mario games. Yeah, there were a couple here. I'm gonna start with the new Fire Emblem game. So my first Fire Emblem game was Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I think was a very strong entry for me into the Fire Emblem universe. So it's kind of been
Hold
hard
on.
for
Let me
me.
interrupt you for a second. Luna got obsessed with Fire Emblem Three Houses. Okay, continue.
Oh my god. Yes, I played that game a lot. A lot. And it's been kind of hard for me to get fully immersed into different Fire Emblem game since because I just love that one so much. But this new one, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, looks really, really, really promising, and it does include characters from Three Houses. We get to see grown-up Sothis. Oh my god, I'm so excited for it. Oh my goodness. But basically what it says is you fight for victory and make your wish in Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave coming on the Nintendo Switch 2. The Dagdan Empire has prospered under the rule of gods for 1,500 years. The capital Daxian plays host to the heroic games, the winner of which is granted one wish. Powerful fighters from across the land have gathered to participate, and there are, I think, four Yeah, there are 4 heroes that the story revolves around. And yeah, I'm really excited to see. Obviously this isn't gonna be like a school setting like Three Houses was. It's gonna be a very different setting. So I'm really excited to see how this one will play out. And yeah, I can't wait to get this. Release, it says 17th of September 2026. So previously I said that. Oh yeah. Oh, one thing that we forgot to announce on the other game showcase stuff is Valheim 1.0 coming in
Oh, you're
September.
right. Jesus.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Alden.
Oh, I
Um
forgot. I'm
But
excited.
I previously I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do just Valheim in September. Fire Emblem might sneak in there. Sorry, sorry, not sorry. So that was the first. That was one that I'm really really excited for from the Nintendo Direct. Um, Another one is Xenoblade. Xenoblade is coming out with a new game. Um, but first of all, they're coming out with like a trilogy of sorts, so that you can get like one cartridge and all or something. I don't know. But there's a new game called Xenoblade Genesis, revealed for the Switch 2, obviously, and with a 2027 release window. I've been suggested Xenoblade so many times by, lo and behold, Tita Kajit, who also got me into Fire Emblem Three Houses, so you know.
So Luna's in
um,
danger.
I'm in danger, but Genesis seems to have that kind of school setting, similar to Three Houses. So I feel like I'm probably gonna end up enjoying this. So I'm really excited to finally, maybe give Xenoblade a shot. So yeah, that's Xenoblade Genesis coming out in 2027. So we still have a little bit for this one.
That's right.
And then we also have I need to quickly cover Zelda Ocarina of
Yeah,
Time.
yeah, Zelda. That's a big one.
I'm gonna be fully honest, I fell asleep. At this point, I fell asleep, only heard about it afterwards.
Well, to
So
be
if you saw it, take it away.
no, well they didn't show much in the direct. They might have shown more in the gameplay after during the treehouse.
Okay.
But the trailer for the direct was basically just like, a cinematic of them
Like it's
weaving a
happening kind of deal.
tapestry.
Mm.
Um so I think it's exciting. I think
Uh-oh.
Nintendo has to be careful because
Yes.
they have a lot of really rabid Ocarina fans, and
Mm-hmm.
so it could be really hit or miss for them.
For many people, Ocarina
Yeah,
is their favorite Zelda game.
I
So
like
this
the
is gonna
idea
be
of it because it's never actually been like remastered or remade. It's only ever
yep.
really been like ported, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's got a lot of potential. I you know I think it could be fun, especially for like newer gamers to bring a newer generation of gamers into the Ocarina of Time. And if it's done well, those of us that loved the original might really resonate with the remake if we're lucky, if it works out, you know.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully,
um,
hopefully.
and they also, what was really interesting about this direct is this was kind of one that really kind of solidified Nintendo, the Switch 2 as a competing console in terms of, for a long time, the Nintendo Switch was kind of just like, and there's Nintendo Switch, which can play some of these games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this Direct had some announcements that they did their announcements on Switch too. Like, um, oh, what was that one game that was just like really weird that they got the announcement before anybody else? Um, it was. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna find it. Well, they got like Lords of the Fallen, and they got a really big one. Oh, Dragon Dogma 2. That was like a
Oh
huge thing for them to
yeah.
announce, right?
I was like, what this I was watching with T and T was like, what? This is on the Switch? What?
Yeah, and so like it really did feel like kind of Nintendo Switch 2 coming out into it's like it was like its coming out party as like a big boy console.
Yeah, and I will say when they first announced the Nintendo Switch 2, and they didn't really announce many games for it, and we were all kind of like, well, why you like why bother? Like, why are we bothering with the Switch? You've literally announced Pokopia. And
Mhm.
I mean, let's not bash that because like it is
No.
a good game, and a lot
Fantastic.
of people went and got a Switch 2 for Pokopia.
Yep.
But they basically have Pokopia and Tomodachi Life. That's what carried the Switch 2.
Mhm.
So I know it's kind of bittersweet for those obviously don't have a Switch 2 yet, for all these new Switch 2 games being announced now. But also I'm like, okay, now now it's finally like actually the Switch 2's time. Before it was just like, oh yeah, and this exists, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so like, they got another huge announcement which was shocking. They got to do the first announcement for Kingdom Hearts 4, which is huge because that's normally Sony's thing.
I was gonna say, isn't that normally a PlayStation
That's
thing?
normally PlayStation, but I think the first we saw of it was Nintendo Switch 2, which is just like, what?
They were like, yoink.
And with that, obviously, they're re-releasing 1 through 3, and I think also some of the side ones will be in that collection as well, maybe. So you can
Okay.
catch up on your Kingdom Hearts. I was very shocked
Never
by
played
the
Kingdom
fact that
Hearts.
they got that announcement. You've never played Kingdom Hearts?
Never.
Oh, they're so fun. You don't know what the hell is going on, especially when you were younger. But my God, all the little Disney characters and the fighting is fun.
When I was younger, I always thought it was a Disney ripoff. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I was like, I don't need this Disney ripoff.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god. Now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should give these a try sometime. But yeah, speaking of Pokopia, Pokopia is getting a new free update and a new paid
Yes, I'm so
Um,
excited.
I was so surprised when they were like free update. I was like, Nintendo knows the word free. Like, I love Nintendo, but they don't usually know the word free.
Oh no, they did it with
You know?
Animal Crossing too. So
Oh yeah,
this,
no, they
yeah, they
did. You're
did. Yeah,
right.
this is
Yeah.
this is this is the new Nintendo.
The
Where
new
what they
Nintendo,
do
right?
is they do a little free update alongside a paid like expansion or a paid update.
Kind
But
of like
it's
to give you a
nice to
taste of
see.
it, right? And they're like, don't you want more? Don't you want
Yeah,
more? Look, you can
yeah.
get more. Pay us.
Well, and this one's super exciting. So this is coming out in August. So the free part basically is just adding a new move into the game.
Yeah.
The move dive, so that you can go underwater. But the nice thing about that is before, obviously, you couldn't breathe underwater. You couldn't go underwater. So you have like a
No.
Magikarp living on the land, which sucked, which I hated. And so I'm so excited because you can build underwater. And so
It
now you
gave me. Are you familiar with the episode? Did you ever watch the original Pokemon anime?
I did, but I'm not gonna pretend to be familiar with anything.
Okay, well, for listeners or watchers, I guess, um, there's this one episode, pretty early on. I used to call it Misty's episode. It's where they go, to her town, Cerulean, and they meet her sisters and stuff, and there's an underwater show happening, and she's like this mermaid, and it was always so pretty, and she like play acts out like a mermaid life with feel and everything, and it's so just cute and wholesome, and it's always been my favorite episode. Um, this gave me vibes of that, of the like wholesome underwater gorgeous aesthetic, and I'm so excited for this. Like I
Yeah,
am. Oh my god.
yeah. So like, yeah. So the free update is, like it feels like it's not much, but it actually is because it's opening up a whole
Mhm.
bunch more of the world that you can use to build your Pokemon habitats. And now you can have Pokemon living underwater that like belong underwater. Like I'm very
Mhm.
excited about this because that was one of my
Mhm.
complaints. And then obviously, as we mentioned, there's also a paid DLC. It'll be part of the expansion pass program that they use as well. And this one comes with like a whole other world, an underwater town,
Hmm.
new Pokemon, new outfits, new furniture. Like I'm guessing probably a little bit of of its own little story.
Which
Um,
also has me hopeful that event because I really wanted like a mountainous, snowy area, and the
mhm.
fact that they're doing an underwater area, like they're introducing paid expansions for Pokopia, has me hopeful that this is going to be a longer running game and they are going to release more zones as
I
time
mean,
goes on.
they already said they have 2 other expansions planned.
So there we go. I didn't hear
So,
that. I'm very
yeah.
excited now. Yes.
At the very least, it seems that they're gonna flesh it out at least a little bit more. If
Mm,
not story, at least with like um habitats or
mhm, mhm,
biomes. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I was really excited for that announcement. I mean, I obviously we loved Pokopia. Um,
mhm.
Still playing it occasionally, not as much as I was, but this will get me back into it for sure.
I haven't
But
touched it in over a month for sure.
it's just so busy. Um,
Mhm,
but
mhm,
yeah, they also there were a lot of other ones in the Nintendo Direct, a lot of third party, which was very
mhm.
interesting. And then they, the new Star Fox, which obviously a lot of people were excited about. I've never played any of the Star Foxes. They
Nope.
look fun, but it's not really something that I've gotten into
Yay
at
to
all.
everybody who plays Star Fox!
Yeah,
Congratulations.
no, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. But yeah, I think the big thing, obviously there were some really big announcements, but I honestly think the biggest takeaway from the Nintendo Direct was that, the Nintendo Switch 2 is kind of positioning itself as an actual viable console um
Mhm.
to play these newer games. So we'll see if they actually play well. You'll have to let us know
Honestly, as
your
a Nintendo
experience.
girly, it makes me very happy. Nintendo was like my first console, like
Mhm.
Game Boy Color and N64. I don't remember which of the two was my first because I got them that close to each other. But they yeah, they hold a very special place in my heart. I had those before we even had a PC, so
Mhm.
yeah, I'm a Nintendo girly at heart, so it makes me really happy to see Nintendo thriving like this with being able to keep up
Mhm.
with the other consoles. Because for a very long time it was like, oh, there's little Nintendo, oh little baby, you know.
Yeah, well, it feels
Nintendo
kind of
kind of got
like
babied for a long time.
yeah, it feels kind of like the GameCube era all over again because the GameCube was kind of when Nintendo it had like Resident Evil games and it had some of the other bigger games
Mhm.
at the time, and so that was kind of like one of the first times that Nintendo really tried to compete against the others, and I loved the GameCube. It was one of my favorite consoles. So it really feels like that era again, and I'm excited for it, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I cannot wait.
Okay, well, I think that obviously, if you want to know more about Nintendo Direct, go check it out. There were a ton of announcements in. It was very jam packed.
Very, very jam
Lot of
packed.
third party, some really good first parties coming too. They're doing a Wii Sport or a Nintendo Sports Resort, which is like Wii Sports.
Oh
So
yeah, completely forgot about that. So excited for
yeah,
that.
love those games. Super fun.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, um, I think that's good on Nintendo Direct. Was there any others that we
No.
needed to cover before? Okay. I mean,
I mean,
obviously we didn't
probably. I
cover
think we're
yeah.
good. I think we're good.
We got through our list, okay? Now, was the list comprehensive? No, because I ran out of time. But it was good enough. Okay. So, without further ado then, let's move on to the last portion of the stream where we talk about upcoming releases. Now, you'll
You know,
be
I was
happy
curious if this will be a thing this time around or if you're just gonna skip past it.
No, but you will be happy to know that it's just one page.
You
We
guys, everybody in the comment, please put some like hands up, Kirby dances, balloons, whatnot for Cesare. She's made it. She she thingied it down to only one page.
I
One
mean,
page.
I wouldn't celebrate. It was just because I think a lot of games were smart enough not to release during Next Fest.
Fair.
Uh, I think a lot of games were just like, yeah, no, we're not gonna try and compete with all of those demos. We're gonna wait because like that week's kind of barren for me. which is very interesting. But we do have a couple games on the radar. First up, coming out today, well, out now, I should say, is Goblin Company. This is actually a game that we did try out with, some of you may be familiar with Sleeping Bella of the community. We tried it out on her stream, her, me, and Lava Slug. It was really, really fun. It is a little goblin game where you're working in the mines and you have to, bring stuff to the company and try not to die. It was it was very goblin game, like it just you got in there and you're like, yeah, this makes sense. It was really, really fun. So that's Goblin Company out today, June 12th. It looks like they took down their demo. It was up yesterday, but it looks like they took down their demo for release, so I'm sorry, there is not a demo to try before you buy.
But also
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, some of them bring it back up later after they've updated it, but I think for some of them, like, the demo is just like the beginning of the game, so they're just like, yeah, you could just buy the game. Next up is another game that we have mentioned before. It is called Glimvale. And then I think Glimvale, My Mini Overworld. I mentioned this a while back during, I think, Next Fest. It is a solo cozy city builder with idle mechanics. So you basically are building this MMO village and running it. So you just kind of place buildings, and the buildings play off of each other, and you gotta like place dungeons for the adventurers to go into. It was just really fun, very bouncy. The sounds were on point. It was a very addicting game, to be honest. Kind of a cozy idler. I really liked it, and the art is absolutely adorable. That one's coming out June 17th. They don't have a demo anymore either, but they did have one for a while, and it was a lot of fun. And then we have one that we saw recently in the showcases that we've been talking about. A game called Deer and Boy. This one's coming out.
That one actually looks really cute. That's on my wish list.
Yeah, this one's coming out June 23rd. Was it the deer that made you put it on your wish list?
Just the whole aesthetic, though. It was just, I don't know, it made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, so this is a cinematic platformer. You meet a little fawn, and the two of you take an adventure together. I don't think it's got any narrative. It's kind of one of those where it's just you gotta interpret the story through the actions of the characters. It looks fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful art. Probably a little bit shorter, in a good way. So.
Oh, and I'm just gonna sneak something in. This just in. Final Fantasy Revelations is going to be on the Switch too as well.
Yeah. Final Fantasy Revelations. That's the third part of what, Final Fantasy VII remake. That trailer was pretty fire. Okay, so Deer and Boy, June 23rd. Check it out. Very, very cute. And then we have another one that this one's been all over my Blue Sky, and every time I see it, I'm just like, this looks so fun. A game called Mold Washer is coming out on June 23rd. You're like a little sushi. Like your character's like a little sushi. And you're cleaning up, mold messes, like Power Wash Simulator, nice. But you're a little pixely sushi. It looks nice. Like so much fun, to be honest. I'm into it. And it has like a bunch of like little references to other indie games. It just, if you like a power washing simulator or you like a good pixel game, you'll probably be into this one. That's June 23rd for Mold Washer. And then it's my thing's being weird. Okay. And then last but not least, not a game for Luna. Is 7 Nights with Roomby. I checked out this demo, so I've talked about it on Pixel Yaps before. This is a little casual horror game where you are a Roomba and you are cleaning up this house at night, but there's really weird stuff happening in the house. Sometimes, it's weird noises or you see something, or sometimes it's satanic symbols on the ground. You never know what you're going to encounter
Nice.
in this house. I think
Lovely.
maybe you might clean up after a crime. Hard to say. No, I really, really liked the game. The dev was laughing because when I was playing the demo, I was like, I'm so mad at how fun this is. And they were just like, I feel like that should be my tagline. And I was like, it just, something about it. It just scratched that itch. And then obviously I like, you know me, I like a little bit of intrigue, a little bit of, WTF-ery, if you will.
A little bit of
So,
spice.
yeah, a little bit of spice. So yeah, I'm very excited for that one. That is Seven Nights with Roomba releasing on June 25th. As always, this is not a comprehensive list of games that we know that are coming out. Although in this case, it's mostly because there really is a little bit of a break with releases during Next Fest. So you can breathe a sigh of relief unless you're a Next Fest player, in which case you are in danger. We are in danger.
We're in danger. We're in big danger.
For those that aren't familiar, I actually, we celebrate Next Fest real big in my community. We take the whole week.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, we take the whole week and play demos. So the next episode of Pixel Yaps will be primarily Next Fest based. Not gonna lie, just prepare yourself. We're gonna be talking about demos. So if you're a dev listening,
I got 2 demo days in my week next week.
That's right. Luna plays demos too. I mean, honestly, the entire extended community, our other streamer friends, they've gotten into Next Fest. So I feel like we're a pretty good circle to hang around for that time, and you'll get to see a wide variety of demos. But yeah, if you are a dev who listens to this podcast, or just even a gamer who listens to this podcast, if you know of any good Next Fest demos coming up, let us know in the comments and we might check them out.
And if they're scary, stay away from me. Thank you.
If they're scary, direct them to Cesire.
Yes.
Speaking of, I'm Cesire. I stream 5 days a week at the It's a Tree channel with 3 E's. I also multi-stream to YouTube at youtube.com/@itsacesire and post shorts and whatnot. And I am kind of a regular poster on Blue Sky. My name is Cesire there as well. This is my co-host here.
Hello, I'm Loonaromi. Call me Luna. I stream about 4 times a week on Twitch, and I upload every single day on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. Twice a day, every single day. So you can see me everywhere, and obviously, I co-host this podcast with Cesire. And I'm also very active on both Twitter and Blue Sky. And I'm Loonaromi everywhere except Instagram. On Instagram, I'm Luna Screens. And yeah, that has been 1 year of Pixel Yaps. Can
1
you believe
year!
It? Thank you so much.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. I hope you guys have been enjoying as much as we have.
Yeah, we weren't sure how long this would last. It was kind of an experiment, really.
Yeah. It was. But I really enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope the watchers and the viewers enjoy it, and the listeners.
I mean, I have all this knowledge anyway. At least now I have somewhere to put it.
Yeah, she can just go blurb it all out in one go.
But yeah, thank you all so much for listening, for continuing to listen. We're gonna keep doing this as long as it makes sense to both of us, or as long as our schedules allow it. So, Pixel Yaps is live on my Twitch with twitch.tv/itsatree with 3 E's every other Friday. So, not next Friday, but the Friday after, we'll be back. And then it goes on to Loonaromi's YouTube the Saturday after, basically the next morning for the people in my time zone. You'll sleep, and then
4
it'll be
p.m.
there.
Central Europe time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the schedule normally.
Normally, obviously, streamers have lives, whether we seem like it or not. So stuff gets in the way.
Sounds fake news.
Live Pixel Yaps is sometimes a little late, but you know what? We're still here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We're having fun. And for now, I think that's a yap.
That's a yap.
That's
Bye.
a yap. Thank you so much, Luna, for being here with me as always. And we're going to play the outro. Goodbye, everybody.
Pixels and yaps. Pixels and yaps. We like pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps. Pixels and yaps. We're yapping about pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps.